AI is your team, and your team continues to work around the clock. AI doesn't get tired like we do. That's the bonus. But this AI revolution just gives us so much more capacity to be creative. We're just not used, it's like a mindset shift. We're just not used to working like this. We feel like if we say we're working, that we need to be doing these mundane tasks all day, that's considered quote unquote work. But the new work is not doing that anymore. The new work is actually getting back to what I feel is the foundation of what all of us want in our soul, is to be creative and transform other people's lives. And we have the opportunity now with AI to do that. We're just not used to feeling like, oh, this is kind of fun. I mean, I actually have fun creating all of these systems, these workflows, and being able to use the creative side of my brain to come up with apps inside my program that I've built, and artifacts and things that will help you get there so much faster. It's actually fun. And we're just not used to being able to work like this. So it's more of a huge mindset shift to understand what work in this new AI era actually looks like. Girl, if life handed you a plot twist, a divorce, a layoff, an empty nest, or you're just ready to reinvent your life and write the best chapter yet, you're in the right place. It's not a midlife crisis, it's a calling. Hey, I'm Lori Ann, Christian AI business coach, single mom of 2 miracle babies, and the woman who rebuilt her entire life from her mom's living room floor while homeschooling my kids, working full-time, and earning my MFA in creative writing. And I built a 6-figure business doing all of it by the grace of God. We're putting God first, family second, and AI third. And God, He is never late. Hey girl, and welcome back to the Midlife Comeback Club podcast. New episodes are dropping every Monday and Thursday. And if you are brand new here, I am so glad that you found my little corner of the internet. Hit subscribe, follow, so you never miss a thing. Okay, I want to start with a question. And I want you to really sit with this for a second before we dive in today. When you imagine building a coaching business, what does that picture actually look like in your head? Because I know what it used to look like for me, and it looked like someone with a whole team behind them. I thought they had a tech person, a social media manager, somebody handling their emails, somebody running the back end, someone keeping track, of all the things. Well, I just showed up and coached. And I thought, how in the world would I do that? Just starting out. And I think, yeah, that would be great, but I don't have a large budget to go pay a team just starting. And I am one woman. I'm a mom who works full time. I've got my kiddos. I've got my responsibilities. I've got my family. I've got a million and one things I have to do every day. And I've got maybe 90 minutes a day I could possibly carve out if I'm really being strategic about it every day. And I'm starting completely from scratch. So how am I supposed to compete with these other coaches out there who have all of these other things? And then I discovered something that completely changed the way I think about building a business. That team, the one I thought that I couldn't afford, I didn't need them because AI is my team now. I discovered AI and how it could help my entire backend with all of my workflows, and all of my systems could all be built with AI. And today I'm going to show you exactly what that means and exactly what it looks like to build a coaching business with AI running your operating system, your AI workflows, and all of those things that take up so much time on the back end so that you can actually do what you were called to do by God, even if you're starting from absolute ground zero. So stay with me, okay? This one is going to shift something for you, I believe. But first, really quick, if you've been listening all week and something has been telling you, it's now or never, girl. This is your time. You're probably thinking, I have to do something now because AI is not waiting for anybody. And if I don't learn these skills now and implement them in my own business and start to become the entrepreneur that I know I can be, I'm not protecting myself and safeguarding myself from the future, because the future is a little bit scary right now. We don't know what's happening with AI, but we are starting to see the ramifications of what is happening with AI, with people being laid off from their jobs, because none of us know what the future looks like at the moment. And you might be sensing that maybe this is your moment. Maybe this is that sign that you've been waiting for. I want you to know that the doors are open for my brand new program, Called to Coach, Built to Break Free. Still open until this Sunday, July 5th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is my new program that teaches you how to build these operating systems, which I like to call faith-powered AI systems in your business. All those workflows, the systems that you need to run everything behind the scenes with AI. It was built now, recently, just in the last couple months. So this is not a program or a course. This is a mentorship. This is an annual group coaching mentorship. You get me for an entire year with weekly group Q&A coaching calls. It's amazing. You get the whole curriculum with all of the modules, but they're not like the old school modules from other courses. I've built apps and artifacts that make it so much faster. You basically just have to know how to talk, voice to text in the program. And it's a lot of fun. You will learn so much about AI. It's unbelievable. Just the skill set you'll have walking out of this program to walk into the future, because these are skills that everybody needs to learn now. And you're ahead of the curve if you're learning them now, because not a lot of people have adopted AI yet. So that's what's exciting. But you can join us now, but not for long. The opportunity to join closes this Sunday, July 5th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We already have women joining now that are getting ready and so excited to jump in on July 6th is day one. So definitely check out the link in the show notes. And I'm going to tell you everything about what's inside in more detail at the end of the episode. So stay with me all the way through. All right, let's get into it. Here is the story most women tell themselves about building a business. They'll say, I'll do it when I have more time. I'll do it when I understand the tech more. I just have to learn more or get my skill set up or do all these other things. I'll do it when I have money to hire the team. I'll do it when things just settle down, so-called, right, in our life, which never happens. And I have said myself every single one of those things at one point or another. But here's what I know now. Those sentences that I was telling myself are not plans. It's not wisdom like I used to think it was. I'm being really logical and realistic. And it's not even caution. It's just fear wearing the costume of logic, is what I like to say. Because the truth is, the right time is not coming. Things do not calm down. As I always say, life is always chaotic. The tech is not going to get easier on its own. You're going to have to learn the simple skills that you can learn so easily, but you have to learn them. And hiring a team before you have revenue is simply, I think, just a one-way ticket to getting overwhelmed and totally broke. And we don't want that for you. But what actually works is building smart. It's building lean with an AI operating system and workflows that make your life so much easier. Building with the right tools from day one. You have this unique opportunity to do this now because a lot of these things didn't even exist a year ago. So if anything, this is the perfect time to start your coaching business or to rebuild the coaching business that you do have for the new AI era that we're living in. And in 2026, these tools totally exist. They're accessible, they're affordable, and I'm going to show you exactly how to use them. And I want to take you back to a specific time in my life where I was a single divorced mom. I had two miracle kiddos, the dog. As you know, we were all sleeping on my mom's 300 square foot living room floor, which was quite the scene. No income. I had no plan. I had no idea what was coming next for my future. But I knew in my bones that God had not brought me through everything I had been through, and I had survived just to leave me on that floor forever. But I also had no roadmap. I had no team. I had no money to hire anybody. I had just life experience. And I had a lot of 30 years of entrepreneurial instincts that I had used and a whole lot of faith. And I had to figure out how to turn all of that into something tangible, to something real, something that would support my family, something that would get me off of that floor. So I started building. And I'm not going to pretend that it wasn't hard, because it absolutely was. It was the hardest, most difficult time in my entire life. But here's what I want you to understand about that season. And the thing that changed everything for me wasn't working harder, because I tried that for about a year. It wasn't the grinding more hours. It wasn't pushing through on just sheer willpower until I collapsed, getting 2 hours of sleep. Like I said, I did that for about a year. I just worked myself into the ground. I had found a full-time job. Thank the Lord. Amazing, amazing job. And I was also still running my other business that I had on the side at night. And I was trying to decide what I was going to do with that other business. But I knew my capacity was at max. Like I had maxed my capacity out between taking care of my kids, working full time, and running my side hustle. It was just a lot. And I just finally got so burnt out, I just collapsed. Ecclesiastes 10:10 says it like this, right? If the axe is dull and its edge unsharpened, more strength is needed. But skill will bring success. I love this scripture. In other words, the answer was never more effort, but I didn't get the memo clearly because I spent that entire year just running the hamster wheel of life, constantly go, 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 go until I finally crashed. And the answer was really a sharper tool. And AI, when I found and discovered what AI could do for me, it sharpened my axe, girl. I mean, and this can be the same thing for you. So let's get into what I really want to talk about today, because I know some of you are still not sure maybe what AI actually does inside a coaching business. And I want to clear that up right now. So when I say faith-powered AI systems, I'm not talking about a robot replacing you. No, that's not what we're doing here. That's not what God has called you to do. I'm not talking about fake, generic, clearly written by a machine kind of content that sounds nothing like you. I'm not talking about some complicated tech setup that requires, a tech degree to operate. But here is what I'm actually talking about. I'm talking about building an operating system for your business where AI will handle the back end so that you can show up fully for the work that only you can do. You do the coaching, you build the connection with your clients, you create the transformation for them that they so need. You're bringing your calling, but AI is bringing the infrastructure. So I hope that makes sense. That's the whole idea. And it actually works inside my program in 90 minutes a day. Doesn't even have to be all together. 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes at lunch, 30 minutes at night. But let me show you exactly what it looks like in practice, because I want you to walk away from this episode with a really clear picture, not some vague concept of how this actually gets built. So here is how you build a coaching business with AI, even if you're starting completely from scratch, okay? Number one, you start with your story and not your strategy. This is the part that most women really get backwards. They try to build a business before they know what they are building it around. But inside Called to Coach, Built to Break Free, my program, the very first thing that we do is find your niche, okay, from your comeback story, not from a market research spreadsheet or not from what's trending on Instagram, from your life. What have you survived? What have you rebuilt in your life? What do people come to you for in real life? Because they know you've been there. That is your business. And AI doesn't give you that. God already put that inside of you. It's your unique calling, your unique story. What AI does is help you package it, right? And communicate it better and get it in front of the women who actually need it most and the women that you want to reach, or the people. If you're serving men and women, your mess is actually your message. That's what God calls us to do, right? To speak into other people's lives and let them know that you've walked through something, that they can do it too. We're all here to help each other. And your message can be your business. Now, it doesn't have to be that. You can also coach people on things you've never experienced when you learn the art of coaching. But I do believe that if you have experienced something, it just makes it so much more powerful when your ideal client knows that you've actually walked that path too. So it's the first thing that we do inside the program so that you can clarify what it is that you feel called to coach. But number two, you build your AI brain before you build anything else. And this is the piece that most online coaches skip. And it's exactly why they end up sounding like every other AI generated account on the internet. Because your AI brain is essentially your custom master prompt. You think of it as a set of really special detailed instructions that you give to Claude or ChatGPT or Gemini, whatever large language model that you use. But the AI tool that I primarily teach inside the program right now at this point in time is Claude, because I feel it has the most nuance for the coaching industry at the moment. But the AI brain that we create can be picked up like a suitcase and carried to whatever LLM you want to use in the future. But it tells it everything about you, your voice, your stories, your niche, your audience, your ideal client, your brand values, your morals, your values, your own personal guidelines that you want baked into your operating system. And that's why I call it faith-powered AI systems, because you can actually bake all of your own morals and values into the AI brain. And once your AI brain is built, and I walk you through this step by step in module 0.5, like every single piece of content it produces will sound like you. It's not like AI because you have put all of that information into your own AI brain. It's not a template. It's the real specific story-driven woman that you actually are, sharing your own personal details inside of all of your content. And that's what separates faith-powered AI systems from just using ChatGPT or Claude in kind of some random way. There's actually an organized approach to all of this. And it's so important that you set it up the right way. You know, how the folders are set up on your hard drive, or how your projects are set up inside of Claude, or how you structure everything within ChatGPT. It's very important that it's organized and that you have those files in there so that they can actually be read. Because if they're not put in the right way, I mean, you don't even realize it, but the AI isn't even reading the full context of the document you've submitted. So what I'm teaching you is how to make AI sound like your best, most articulate, most strategic self. And that's a completely different ballgame. Number 3, you let AI build the systems you would have hired somebody else to do. Okay, this is the part that makes my students cry happy tears because I'm not even exaggerating. Imagine this, you sit down your 90-minute CEO session that we do 5 days a week for 90 days to build out the foundation. It's a Tuesday morning. You've got your coffee. You've already done your Bible and your journal. Your kiddos are taken care of, or maybe you're an empty nest at the moment. Your kids are gone, but you actually just get some moments of quiet, right? And in that 90 minutes, you decide if, say, you have a podcast, you record a coaching podcast episode, or an AI edits and cleans the transcript. AI writes your show notes for you in your voice, in your brand. AI writes a week of social media captions based on your stories for the week that you've given them. AI drafts your email newsletter, and you go through and edit, add a few things, approve it, and it sends. And AI schedules it all to go out automatically while you are taking your son to soccer practice, or you're out on the beach for a walk, or just sitting still for a change, right? That's not a fantasy. That's a Tuesday in your life. Your content machine is running, your email system's running, your client onboarding is running in systems, your intake forms, your contracts, your welcome sequences, all of it I show you how to do is set up once and running forever. You're not doing this manually. You're not copying, pasting like the old days. And the best part is you're not up at 11 o'clock at night trying to write captions while you're totally exhausted. AI is your team, and your team continues to work around the clock. AI doesn't get tired like we do. That's the bonus. But this AI revolution just gives us so much more capacity to be creative. We're just not used, it's like a mindset shift. We're just not used to working like this. We feel like if we say we're working, that we need to be doing these mundane tasks all day, that's considered quote unquote work. But the new work is not doing that anymore. The new work is actually getting back to what I feel is the foundation of what all of us want in our soul, is to be creative and transform other people's lives. And we have the opportunity now with AI to do that. We're just not used to feeling like, oh, this is kind of fun. I mean, I actually have fun creating all of these systems, these workflows, and being able to use the creative side of my brain to come up with apps inside my program that I've built, and artifacts and things that will help you get there so much faster. It's actually fun. And we're just not used to being able to work like this. So it's more of a huge mindset shift to understand what work in this new AI era actually looks like. But number 4, you build your income system on top of the AI foundation, not the other way around. And this is where most coaches get stuck. They try to sell before they even have the systems in place. They try to get clients before they have a clear offer of what their transformation is that they're offering their client. They try to scale before they have a sustainable rhythm going on behind the scenes. And inside the program, we build in sequence. It's the foundation first, AI system second, online presence third, automated client experience fourth, content machine fifth, and the income and the freedom that you actually, full life freedom that you want comes sixth. So all 6 phases, every phase builds on the one before it. And by the time you get to phase 5, where you actually launch your group coaching program, or if you decide you just still want to offer one-on-one personal coaching with your clients, you can do that as well. You already have the systems running in the background. So you already have the content going out there, like a flywheel trying to attract your ideal client. You already have the rhythm that you go through on a daily basis and what your operating systems look like. So when clients come in, you're not scrambling. You're ready. And what you can focus on is driving sales and attracting your audience. And that's the 90-minute CEO difference in the framework that I teach. It's not about working less. It's just about working right with the time you have, because it shouldn't take you 8 hours to do something that can be done in 90 minutes. So here's what I want you to hear above everything else I've said today. You are not too old to learn this. I know a lot of you out there are older millennials or you're Gen X, baby boomers that are listening to me and beyond, but you're not too late to build this. You don't need a team, a tech background, or a pile of money to start. That's the beauty of this. Right now is the most important time, I feel, especially, as I've said, for women. If you've never been an entrepreneur before, if you've never started your own business, this is the absolute right time. If you have been an entrepreneur for years, this is the time to get serious about recreating a system inside of your business that will run well so that you don't get burned out. And you can do all of it with AI operating systems. You'll have more time for your family. You'll have more time for your kids. You'll have time actually for yourself for a change to be all that God wants you to be and get prepared for the onset of what I think is coming over the next couple of years. Because right now you're ahead of the curve. But if you're one of those people who has a full-time job and are fortunate enough and blessed enough to have one, you don't know what the future will bring. I know I have a lot of friends who are getting laid off left and right over the last 6 months. And I think the wave of layoffs is happening a lot quicker than maybe what we're hearing about. And this is a way of building something on the side, in little pockets of time to give you a little more comfort and stability, knowing that whatever the future brings, you're building something for yourself, for your future. And not only are you building something, but you're building it in a way that not a lot of people are building their businesses yet. This is all new. People are still running their businesses based on a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, and beyond. And the infrastructure that they built those businesses with doesn't need to exist anymore. And this is why I built my new program, because this is your opportunity. It can never be a more perfect time where you can be a solopreneur and build your AI systems so that you don't have to do a lot of the things you had to do even a year ago. You just need 90 minutes a day, a mustard seed of faith, as I like to say, and a system that was built specifically for the woman that's standing exactly where you are right now. That's it. The problem wasn't your calling. The problem's not your story. The problem is not you can't do this. And the problem was definitely never your faith. The problem, I think, is that nobody ever handed you the right operating systems and tools and said, here, this is exactly how you do this, step by step, in a way that fits your real life now, currently, in the AI revolution that we are experiencing. Because you're going to be way ahead of the curve if you get this now. I would love and be honored to walk right alongside of you to build it that way. And the doors are still open for my new program, Called to Coach, Built to Break Free, till this Sunday, July 5th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'll be closing the doors for this first cohort of women that are joining me. But we kick off on Monday, July 6th. You will have access to the private Midlife Comeback Club community, where the program Called to Coach, Built to Break Free lives inside of the community. You will have weekly live group Q&A coaching calls with me and everyone else in the community every single week for not just 90 days, but I'm offering right now for VIP founding member pricing for the entire year. That's 52 sessions with me as your coach. I mean, I can't even tell you the value that holds. But I'm going to be dripping out the modules on a weekly basis so you don't get overwhelmed, and we walk through the process step by step together and build it right the first time with AI. And the total value of this program is well over $12,000, and you're just paying even a fraction of that. So check it out in the show notes. Click the link to get more of the details. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, email me. Okay, so some of you have been asking exactly what is inside the program when I walk through the door. So inside of Called to Coach, Built to Break Free, there are 6 phases, like I mentioned. There's 22 modules that walk you from I feel called to this all the way to I'm open for business, with AI completely doing the heavy lifting all the way through. But I built this course in this new AI era, so there aren't endless PDFs like we used to have to use in the past. Those days are gone. So now I have artifacts and apps that I've built inside the program to make it so much easier. You're going to be doing a lot of voice to texting, which saves you a ton of time. We don't even need to type anymore, which is crazy because I took typewriting class in high school. It's no longer really needed. It's incredible. It saves a bunch of time and it gets you to your end result so much quicker. But it starts with the orientation, where if you've never touched AI before, you will feel completely at home. And if you are familiar with AI at this point, you will also feel at home, because this is where you get your AI brain built right in the first week. You're going to meet Claude. You'll meet ChatGPT if you haven't before. But like I said, I do use Claude. So you'll build your master prompt out. You'll go from intimidated by AI to actually using it in real time in your real business for your real voice really fast. And phase 1 is the foundation, where you find your niche from your comeback story. We're going to do a sacred time audit, so you'll know exactly where your 90 minutes come from. You're going to hit a button. It's going to schedule out your week. You build your AI command center and you lock in the 90-minute CEO weekly rhythm. So this becomes a real practice and not some sort of panic. Phase 2 is your complete AI built online presence, brand identity, website built, professional brand photos, show you how to do all of that. Lead magnet, attracting your dream clients while you sleep. Phase 3 is the automated client experience, intake, contracts, onboarding, billing, email sequences written once and running forever. All of it is automated. You never chase a payment again. You never send a copy paste email again. Phase 4 is your AI content machine. And if you have a podcast or you want to start one, there's 12 episodes planned out in one session. Or your social media, I show you how to do that, where you can have all of your social media built and batched for the week, for the month, depending on how much you want to do. It's for your social media. You have an auto posting agent, gives you back hundreds of hours a year. Phase 5 is where we break free. This is where your group coaching program gets built and launched with an AI built sales page. It's your CEO dashboard that we build, your income roadmap built around replacing and exceeding what you were making before, and what I like to call your full life freedom schedule designed around your actual life. And also 7 bonus modules covering taxes, bookkeeping, discovery calls, testimonials, DMs that convert, your tech stack guide that I recommend, SEO that makes you findable, not just on Google, but it's important to be found now in generative AI search. So you can be found when people are asking questions on ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini. It's really important that you start building that over time. And your podcast is like your 24/7 sales team if you want to go in that direction and start a podcast, or you currently have one. But on top of all that, like I said, you get 52 weeks of live weekly group coaching calls. So every single week for your entire first year, you're never stuck. You're not navigating any of this alone. You have a coach, me, in your corner every single week. And you get access to that full private midlife comeback club community. Women who are also rebuilding right alongside of you, also saying yes to this whole thing that might be scary for them too. But doing the beautiful, I feel hard but holy work by answering the call. And the VIP founding member price for all of that is absolutely nuts. I know. And people have said, are you sure, Lorianne, you're offering all of that for this price? And yes, the answer is yes, because this first VIP founding member group is very special to me, because I really am on a mission to help women adopt AI and not get left behind with the wealth gap that is widening as we speak. It's growing further and further apart because women, for some reason, are not adapting this as much as men are. And this is the last time this program will ever be available at this price and include all of the extra bonuses and stuff that I just mentioned. So there is a 7-day satisfaction guarantee. If you show up, you do the orientation, you join our coaching calls, you submit all of your work, and it's genuinely not for you, I will make it right, because I have such confidence in this program that it will absolutely change your life. But the link's in the show notes. It's loriannfeely.com/called to coach, built to break free. That's LORIANN, F as in Frank, EELEY.com/called to coach built to break free. That's a mouthful, but go read every word on that page. And if your heart says yes, girl, just trust it, because you are not meant to do any of this alone, and you don't have to. And now I feel it's just the biggest opportunity for you to take hold of your future. So if this episode gave you a clearer picture of what it actually looks like to build your coaching business with AI, please send it to another girlfriend who's been telling herself she'll start when things calm down, or she doesn't know how she would ever start her own coaching business, because things are not going to calm down, as we know. But with the right system, she doesn't need them to. And I would love to leave you with this. You are not starting over. You are just starting smarter. And the tools are ready. The system's already built for you. And the door is open. And the woman on the other side of the yes you haven't said yet, she is already cheering for you because she knows you can do this. So until next time, I want you to keep putting God first, your family second, and the AI operating systems are here. I will catch you back here for the next episode. Thanks so much for listening, but I hope to see you on the inside before then. Hey girl, I hope today's episode gave you a little faith, a little fire, and maybe even a next step you didn't have when you pressed play. So if it did, would you take 30 seconds and share it with one woman in your life who needs to hear this right now? And if this podcast has you speaking to your heart, I would absolutely love it if you leave me a quick review over on Apple Podcasts. It helps this show reach more midlife women just like you who are ready to start building the life God actually designed them for. So until next time, keep choosing faith over fear, and don't you dare give up on your next chapter. I'll see you back here really soon.